Hey there, in this video, I'm going to be discussing what happens if the police don't read you your rights. My name is Veronica. I am a criminal defense attorney here in Los Angeles, and I help people who have been arrested put their criminal cases behind them so that they can enjoy their lives and their freedom. And again, in this video, we're going to be talking about what happens if the police didn't read you your rights. Now, this is a question that I and every criminal defense attorney get asked quite a bit. In fact, not necessarily asked, but told, the police did not read me my rights. And we're talking about cases where the charges have already been filed, okay? So you have a criminal case, you have a court date, you've gone to court, charges have been filed, and you say to your attorney, but the cops never read me my rights. So when someone says that to me, what I want to look at first, and the first question I would ask them if I didn't have the police report is, well, did you confess? Did you say anything to the police? And if they say, well, no, I didn't say anything, I told them, I'm not talking to you, I want a lawyer, then I say, well, then it doesn't matter. Nothing happens. How this works is that, so the Miranda rights, the Fifth Amendment rights, those work to protect you from unlawful interrogation, basically. Okay, so if you're in custody and being interrogated, in order to use your statements against you in court, then the police had to have read you your rights and you had to have not waived them. But if you didn't give them any confession, if there's nothing to bring in to court, then there's nothing to be done about it. It really does not matter for the criminal case whatsoever. Now, let's say that your answer to that when I ask you, well, did you say anything to them? Let's say that your answer is yes. Well, now your attorney needs to look at the evidence very carefully to see, number one, were you in custody? And there's a lot of case law about this. What counts as in custody? Basically, it's if a reasonable person in your position would not have felt free to leave. So if you're handcuffed, are you in custody? Almost certainly yes. If you're in jail, almost certainly yes. But there are a lot of situations that are somewhat gray areas, and that's something that you really need an experienced criminal defense attorney to know. The other question is, were you being interrogated? Now, let's say that you're in the back of a police car, okay, and the cops have not read you your rights, and you just, without them saying anything to you, you just start confessing. And then you tell your attorney, well, they never read me my rights. You were not being interrogated, though, so they didn't have to, and most likely that statement is going to come in. Now, are there other ways to potentially get rid of that statement? Yes, there are, and that is why you need an experienced criminal defense attorney to look at that. But if you were not read your rights, that doesn't mean that the case is going to be dismissed. In some cases it will. If most of the evidence or all the evidence is a confession and that gets thrown out, then perhaps the case will be dismissed. But if you didn't say anything to the cops and they didn't read you your rights, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope that this helps. If you do have a criminal case in Los Angeles that you need help with, feel free to book a consultation with me down below or give me a call.